Hey everybody, I know I've started the Baltimore Orioles season replay on Payoff Pitch Baseball, and I'm 3 games into that and definitely going to continue that. I'm also going to be doing a congruent replay for the Orioles on Strat-o-matic using the PC to play most of those games just for time purposes and to keep track of stats and just to see how the 2-game engines handle the different replays. But in the meantime, for video purposes, I'm guessing that most people don't want to see 100 and some videos or whatever the case may be of just the Orioles and payoff pitch. So they always say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So I'm going to take a page out of Tenacious Strat's book, and instead of using 10 teams, I'm going to have an 8-team league. And there was a movie that I just watched a little bit a while ago. I watched as much as I could. There was some constant bad language in there, which really turned me off. The movie could have really been a good movie because I do like westerns. It's called The Hateful Eight, and I watched part of it. But like I said, I'm not that I have sensitive ears, but I just prefer not to hear a constant barrage of that kind of language. I don't mind it once in a while, but when it's part of the lexicon, it kind of gets to me. So in, I guess, rebellion to that and in honor of Tenacious Strat, I'm going to call this 8-team league the Grateful Eight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one thing a little bit different than Tenacious did. I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe his 8 teams were completely randomly picked. And what happened was, by doing that, there were no teams from the American League East or the National League East in that league. So what I've done is I separated the league, the teams in each league, into 6 piles, each division, and I'm going to pull 1 from each division. That'll give me 6 teams, and then I'm going to pull 2, I guess you call them wild card teams, to go with it. The only team that won't be in this will be the Baltimore Orioles, because I'm playing them already on the payoff pitch version, and I'm playing them on the PC version, so I don't want to get Orioled out. So we'll go ahead and make sure the Orioles are not part of that. If I draw them, I'll just draw someone else in its place. But we'll start with the National League East. And what I did is I printed these off the Status Pro set that I got PDF, so I've got all the team names on here. And what I'm going to do is just kind of mix these all up, hopefully so I can't see them. So, in fact, I can see through these, so I'm going to take my glasses off now so I cannot see what's coming up. So we're going to pick a random team here from the National League East, and they will be Team 1 of our league, the Grateful Eight. And Team 1 turns out to be the Washington Nationals. So the Washington Nationals are Team 1, and the remaining teams in the NL East will go to the wild card pile. Now we'll go to the NL Central, and I've got all the teams from the Central, the Brewers and the Cardinals and the Cubs and the Pirates and so forth. So we'll do the same thing, and we'll draw a team from the NL Central to be team number 2. So team number 1 is the Nationals. Team number 2 is going to be the Cincinnati Reds. So the Cincinnati Reds will be team number 2. And now for the National League West, we're just going to repeat the process, and there's all the team names and so forth. So just so you know, no one's being purposely excluded other than the Orioles. I will make that caveat. I'm not doing the Orioles. I'm going to be doing enough of them as it is, so you don't want to include them. We'll keep them out of it. All right, so the team from the NL West, the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we got interesting teams here that aren't all that great. Fortunately, I believe those 3 teams were not in Tenacious's replay from last year, so be exposure to some different teams. All right, now this is the AL East, and I'm going to take the Orioles out right now before I even get going. I'm going to pull them out of there so they are ineligible. And then we've got everybody else, so we'll see what happens here. who we're going to pick from the NL East. And it's going to be the Boston Red Sox. So the Boston Red Sox will be Team 4. And now we go to the AL Central for Team 5. Team 5, of course, we've got all the AL Central teams in here, so we'll mix all these up. And again, I got my glasses off so I cannot see through the cards to see who I'm picking. So it's completely random as I can get it. All right. Team for the Central is the Minnesota Twins. So the Minnesota Twins will be team number 5. All right, Team 6. So this league right now has got some team with some pretty bad records in it, so other than the Nationals and the Red Sox. So could be interesting to see how they survive. Here is the NL West. This is going to be Team 6. I'm sorry, the AL West is going to be Team 6 in the AL West. So Team 6 of the AL West. Let's see who we're going to get here. If it's Oakland, we're really going to have some bad teams. Let's see, I'm going to dig in the middle here and pull out. And there they are, the Oakland A's. What do you know? All right, that's Team 6. So now I'm taking all the other teams that are in this stack from all the other teams that didn't get picked, and we're going to pick 2 wild cards. So wild card team number 1, they will be team number 7 in the league. These are not seeded in any way, just random numbers, random team numbers. So the pick for Team 7 is going to, I got 2 of them stuck together, so let's go with this one. Team 7, the Houston Astros. So the Houston Astros are Team 7. Now, I could, since I took an American League team, I could say that the other team should be National League, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just keep it random and just let it roll, because we're going to be doing DH in every game. We're not going to have pitchers hitting or anything. That would be a mess. So here we go. Here we go. Team number 8, the final team in the league, the St. Louis Cardinals. So it worked out to be a National League team anyway. Okay, so let me pause the video while I get everything all set up and set up this league. Okay, so I have this template all made up, and I've got the teams listed now. Team 1, Washington. Team 2, Cincinnati. Team 3, Arizona. Team 4, Boston. Team 5, Minnesota. Team 6, Oakland. Team 7, Houston. Team 8, St. Louis. And what I've got is the little program I did in Excel, and also had a grid that went with this to make sure each team played each team twice. So what's going to happen is there's 8 teams in the league. That means there's 7 other teams you're going to play. You're going to play each team 3 times at home, 3 times on the road. That's a total of 6 games against each. 6 times 7 is 42. There's the 42 games. 42 is just barely over 25% of a regular season. And it's also, of course, Jackie Robinson's number, which baseball always honors on April 15th. So that's how I got this set up. So we're talking about a lot of games, obviously. It's going to take a while to get this done. But, and like I said, it's also going to be incongruent with my payoff pitch Baltimore Orioles season. But, I'm not going to do a video every game, obviously. I'm just going to maybe pick a game of the week. What I'll probably do in the first game here, and the 3 here just means you play 3 times, like a 3-game set. What I'll most likely do is play the first 4 games for video purposes just to get things started. So in this case, Team 1, Washington, is going to be at Minnesota. Team 2, Cincinnati, is going to be at Team 6, Oakland. Team 3, Arizona, is going to be at Team 7, Houston. And Team 4-8, Boston, is going to be at Team 4, Boston, is going to be at Team 8, St. Louis. So, and then what I'll do is I'm going to take the Strat-o-matic computer game, and I'm going to make a subset league of just these 8 teams and input the schedule as I have it listed here. You can create your own schedule and whatnot. And that'll help me generate stats for these. And it's not going to be as played, obviously, because I'm doing a different schedule. It's going to be anybody who has a card is going to get a chance to play. So if they're carded for the particular team, I don't care if they played 10 games with them or 100 games with them, they're going to be in the league. So say, for instance, someone like, I don't know, maybe if somebody got I think Ziegler was for both teams, though, so he could be in both teams because I believe Brad Ziegler was in Arizona to begin with, then was traded to Boston. So he is carded for both teams since it's different leagues. So Brad Ziegler, I know for sure, is going to be a multiple in this tournament. He's going to get to, or not tournament, in this league because of the fact that they were playing for both teams. I'm not sure if anybody else falls in that category, but that's just the way I'm going to roll it. And then I'm going to use the, much like Tenacious did, I'm going to use the rule book to determine rest for different players. And I'm definitely going to have injuries, so whoever gets injured, that's going to affect it as well. So I just thought it'd be something different to do with the 2016 card set, since playing a whole season already on payoff pitch, I'm not going to be able to do that on Strat-o-matic. It's just not realistic. I could do it on a PC because you just pick one team or whatever. You can play a PC game in about 10 minutes, and it's a lot less taxing. Not as fun, obviously, but you can get the results done the way you want them. So that's it from here. Don't know when we get this started officially. Probably I'm off on Wednesday. Today is Monday, President's Day. I'm off on Wednesday. But I also want to get in at least 2 more games of the Stratville 9 like I promised. And that's going to happen on Wednesday as well for the History Maker Baseball as we take on the 1984 Detroit Tigers and the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. But I at least want to get one game started for video purposes on Wednesday. I'll at least put one game out from this league. I'm not sure if it'll be just the first game, Team 1 and Team 5. I may do that with Washington and Minnesota. But I've already played Minnesota on the video against Baltimore, so I might skip that and move to another game, perhaps Cincinnati and Oakland. Team 3, Team 7 is Arizona and Houston. Team 4, Team 8 is Boston, St. Louis. That will probably be the game of the week, Boston at St. Louis. So I'll probably go with that one since that's 2 of the more popular teams. So and it's also a replay of the 2013 World Series. Of course, different years involved and everything. But the 42 games will get me about the 25% mark. So the Grateful Eight has been birthed, and we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. And it'll give me some strat to keep me busy along with the payoff pitch. So between those 2 things, I'll definitely be keeping myself busy over this summer, and I'll be putting updates as much as I can. And if there's any particular videos you want me to show, let me know. I don't know. I can't speak for the 2 Earls or for Randomized or Espo, for those folks. I'm not sure if they have a quandary sometimes of what kind of video to put out. Sometimes I run out of ideas, so like I said, I'm kind of borrowing this one from Tenacious, and but I'm cutting it down to 8 teams instead of 10, just to kind of keep it more realistic for me, because the less games I have to play, the better. It's going to be more likely I'll actually be able to complete it and stick with it. So I hope you all are having a great President's Day. Those of you who are off, I'm on a break at work, and I'm getting this done on the break at work. And we will catch everybody down the road.